All right, here we go. All right, you're gonna have to help me out with
Okay, well,
your last name,
oh, Van Leeuwen.
Van Leeuwen. Okay,
There you go.
we're here with Rob Van Leeuwen from Velozza, this badass thrash band based out of the Netherlands. Um,
There we go.
Rob, thank you very much for taking time out of your day. I think it's the work day there for you now. Um, appreciate you taking time to come talk with me.
Well, I'm honored to be on your show, to be exactly. I mean, come on. Velozza is a small band in the Netherlands, and like what I've seen on all the other guests that you have had in your show, I'm honored to be here.
Well, I appreciate that. It's just here promoting music, man. Good music at that, right?
Thanks, man.
That's what it's all about. So, we were just talking, and you said you're new to the band. You've been with the band what year and a half, something like that.
Yep.
What how'd you all meet? What made that come about?
All right. So, Ron, the bass player, he's I've met him on well, I don't know, just from gigs around town, I guess, and we befriended, and he was in Velozza since the startup, and they had some issues with their drummer during the pandemic, and well, things changed a bit, but then they found a drummer, and so I was like, well, props for you. That's okay. And I went to see them on a show. And after the show, I said to Ron, I said, well, if I can try and match that, and perhaps because well, if they had a another drummer that was the chemistry wasn't really there, so
Yeah.
and we are just great friends. So I tried, and I filmed myself playing one of their songs, and I emailed it to them, and I was like, "Well, this is it. I mean, take it or leave it." And they were like, "Yeah, hell yeah, come on board."
Hell yeah.
So that's how it went. Yeah,
So that's cool. That like it's always nice when you can be friends before you
yeah,
join the band because that the chemistry is so much better and
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. Yeah,
you can tell when a band on stage is friends too because they're the way they gel together is so
exactly,
fantastic.
exactly. Yeah. It's when you're friends with each other, you can deal with a lot more than when there's friction.
Yeah.
So I mean, and all of the four of us, even though we have a well pretty big age difference between the four of us, it just works. It's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, age doesn't really matter if you have the same or similar interests, right? You can
yeah,
even sometimes complete opposite. You can have great conversations and it tends to bring a good chemistry to get about, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. True. The stamina, on the other hand, can be an issue.
Yeah.
But well, I'm still breathing
So far, yeah.
so far. Yeah.
So you guys play out a lot?
Not really. We because I'm in the band only for a year and a half, and now that we've released our EP, Bankrupt Republic, shows are starting to come in. So we've got like six or seven in the agendas for now.
Awesome.
But we'll see what happens when we play these songs. We've got one next week in Delft in Belgium. We've got one in Antwerp and in Culemborg and in Diest and well all over the place actually. But yeah, but we'll see what happens.
Rock and roll. Well, I hope it goes good.
Ah,
Um
me.
I really enjoyed what I've heard from the band so far. It makes me want to see you guys live.
Come over.
But you might be surprised. I might do that.
Oh, all right. Well, if you do, no problem. I'll get you in.
Hell yeah. Yeah, my wife is like, "You're gonna do what to go to a show?" Like I don't know. We'll see. Um, you know, I, have you seen advertisements for Headbangers Boat?
I have, yes, I have, and it always kind of makes me jealous because that would be so fucking awesome to play on a show like that.
Oh yeah.
all of these maniacs aboard a ship. They can't get off. It's just mayhem. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
that's going to be killer.
Yeah, we booked our tickets to go on that this year with who's it? Lamb of God, Death Clock, Corrosion of Conformity, I Hate
Damn.
God, Napalm Death. Just
Oh,
yeah.
I hope you're
I've,
insured.
I've yeah, I don't know if we are or not. Probably.
Man,
I'm like,
that's gonna be some kick-ass party. Oh yeah,
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, a lot of
definitely.
all those bands I listen to religiously, so it's you know,
Religiously.
yeah.
That's fun. Yeah,
Well, going to live shows for me is like going to church, right?
it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you meet all these people with they're a bit crazy, but we all got the same interests. We all got the same, vibe. It's always good. It's always
We're all a bit crazy for sure.
it's one big happy family, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And it does. Yeah, doesn't matter
So
where you're from.
no, not at all. For you, what
Yeah,
what piqued your interest to get into music?
piqued my interest. Well, I play music since I was like, I don't know, 11, 10, 11, something like that. Friend of mine who lived like one street down the road, he somehow invited me in, and I saw this guitar standing there. I was like, "Oh, dude, you're playing guitar?" And he was like, "Yeah, let me show you." And he played Van Halen and Europe and Guns N' Roses, and this was in what was it, 80, 85, 86, something like that. And is that correct? Yeah, yeah. And he taught me the first song or lick on the guitar, and it was Panama of Van Halen.
Okay.
And from there on, we kind of bonded. We started doing a little band. It wasn't a band; it was just us two playing guitar, and my nephew on a synthesizer with a drum machine in it. So it was just and the machine go, and we would just start jamming. It was nothing, no drummer. But then in '88, Iron Maiden came to Europe with their Seventh Son of a Seventh tour. Uh,
Love
and I
that
was like
album.
12 and stood there front and center. It was, and that was, I think, when I saw that, I knew that this is what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
It was Iron Maiden, Kiss, David Lee Roth with the Skyscraper tour, Anthrax supporting State of Euphoria, and Halloween and Great White. And I was 12 years old, and it was, man, I just entered Valhalla.
What a fantastic show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. That was amazing. Back in '88, so no security or no. Yeah, it was just a
T
bunch of headbangers and in
tickets
a
for
football stadium.
tickets for cheap too, I bet.
I don't know. This buddy of mine, his aunt escorted us or something like that. My mom said, "Well, okay, if there's a grown up with you,
Oh
then it's
yeah.
okay." So his aunt, but she only did like ganja on the tribunes where you can sit.
Uh-huh.
And this buddy of mine, we would just uh, front and center all time. Yeah.
You go smoke, we're going to have fun.
Yep. 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 With the smoking though, when we headed back because we have to catch the last train. This aunt of him, she was so stoned out of her mind that she had to barf all over the train station, and we were kind of like escorting her back home.
That's
So
hilarious. I,
yeah, it's a
man,
long time ago.
yeah. Yeah, I mean that's 35 years ago.
There you go.
Oh
Yeah,
man, we're old because I I remember when that Seventh Son of a Seventh Son was released, and
yeah.
I didn't see Iron Maiden. I actually didn't see Iron Maiden until probably 2016 or 2017 for the first time.
Well, I seen them in Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, and then after that, the No Prayer for the Dying tour. Also, they came to Holland, so I went to that show, and they had Anthrax again in the support with Persistence of Time tour.
Hmm.
So those two together, I don't know if there was another band in front of them, but those two bands, they were just, yeah, it was amazing. I've seen Metallica play for Justice for All tour with Dio, Ronnie James Dio as a
Yeah.
support act. So, and I only realized this many years later what kind of a legend Ronnie Dio is.
Yeah.
I was there for Metallica, and I was a little leprechaun standing there on stage, and okay, he's singing all right, but I don't know. I just got interested in his music way later.
Yeah. And looking back, I didn't get to see Dio perform at all. I
Yeah.
always enjoyed Rainbow. Only
Yep.
recently have I started, like, last probably 5 or 6 years, started getting into Dio era Sabbath.
Yep.
Um, you know, it,
Yeah. For me also. It all happened. Yeah, much later on.
yeah,
You got. I just there's a whole back catalog of metal I haven't listened to yet. So I was like, that has to be interesting.
yeah,
Started diving into that, and oh my god, that's like wow, great albums, great music.
yeah, yeah. He's got a fantastic voice too, like no other in the
No,
in the world. He's a he's a legend that everyone misses, right? One of many.
definitely, yeah. Very recognizable pitch and sound, and there's no equal.
No, no,
No,
not at all. Uh,
no,
so okay, so you've listened to metal for a long time. I enjoy that.
yep.
Your introduction to metal, was it Iron Maiden at the Seventh Son of a Seventh Son?
No, the introduction, I think that was somewhere in time, or at least I've seen this kid walking around school with a backpatch of somewhere in time on his jacket, and I was like, "Oh, that looks incredible. What is
Yeah.
it?" And then he gave me a tape of somewhere in time, but it also had I think Nuclear Assault on it. So it was like straight into the extreme almost.
Hell yeah.
But then with Anthrax, of course, being support on the seventh son of the seventh. I also dived into SOD and more in the hardcore and punk industry. Uh, and I've played in a few bands also, which was more when metal kind of took a nosedive, and the grunge and all that shit that came popping up. That's when my band at that time we started to lean in more into the hardcore and the punk and the aggression of that music, and coming back later into thrash. I like it just blends all together.
Yeah. Well, it all comes from like the same aggression, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Uh I love some hardcore, especially like the New York hardcore up in
Yeah.
the
Sick of it all.
Northeast.
Sick of it all. I mean, I've seen them 100 times. There you go. There you go. I didn't even see that yet.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, dude, I
Yes.
love Sick of It All.
Oh yeah.
Are you familiar with Sworn Enemy?
I've listened to the I've seen the band. I haven't listened to the music enough to say that I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
But
So,
I do band.
uh Mike Cools, or right now he's Chino Noir.
Hmm.
His episode actually just went live probably an hour, 2 hours ago.
All
Um,
right. Okay.
so like I'm like you, kind of all over the board, right?
Yep.
Like I said, I like good music, and Chino's super, super nice guy. Um, Talked about his new project, Supreme Mystic, right?
Hmm.
Which is it's neat how a buddy of mine described it as a heavier life of agony. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
there you go. Life
Yeah.
of Agony. I've seen them last September, was it? In Eldorado, in
Hmm.
Eindhoven. Kick ass show. My God. Oh my God.
Oh,
It's such a long time that I've seen them because I've seen them with Biohazard, Spot Monsters at the Paradiso in Amsterdam.
hmm.
Um, like twice when River Runs Red was out.
Oh yeah.
and on the Dynamo Metal Fest, of course, way back. But now that I've seen them last year, and I was like, well, there's. I was wondering if the vibe and the chemistry of what I saw then was still there, and it was like doubled. Oh
Oh
man,
yeah.
they're so good, and their drummer right now, just a tiny girl, I think, but she kicks ass, man.
Dude,
Damn,
the band as a whole is like
yeah.
a solid project. Now when they did a reunion show, um when was it? I don't know. It had to be 6 or 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We my wife at the she was not my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend or fiance.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
some good friends of ours, we hopped in a car and drove up. It was like 10.5 hour drive to get
Whew.
there. Yeah. So we drove up Friday, went to a tattoo convention, went to the show, and then drove home Sunday. And it was like the it was so electric at the venue. It was
Mm-hmm.
sold out. I don't know, it was probably only like 2,000 people.
Yeah,
Ah,
and that's what I like about the hardcore shows. The when you go to a metal show or a thrash metal show, yeah, of course you got a couple of guys standing in front, you got a mosh pit, and you got a circle around it,
yep.
and it's more or less always the same guys fulfilling those roles. But with hardcore shows, it's like it's free for all. It's everybody just goes crazy, and it's yeah. I mean, it's like an ant nest, if you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
crawling all over each other and just going completely crazy. So that's this energy. Life of Agony was a headliner of a festival with Death Angel. What did we see? Angelus Apatridas. Uh, um, I can't remember out of that, but like four thrash bands and then Life of Agony afterwards. So I was like, I don't know if they can match all this energy of all these thrash bands, but man, it was even crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Death Angel, that's
yeah,
another fantastic like thrash band from, the 80s. They
yep, yeah. I've been following them also since Frolic through the park.
mhm.
Uh, Following them ever since.
We
Yeah,
did.
there.
It was, I don't know, it had to be mid or late 80s. Staying up watching Headbangers Ball,
Yeah.
right? Ricky Rackman and all his stuff. And then I always waited, the two bands I always waited for was Death and Death Angel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just want to see them. I don't really give a shit about the rest of it, but there were, of course, a lot of other like fantastic bands,
Oh yeah.
that,
Oh yeah. Sepultura
oh
in that
yeah,
era, they were amazing. Yeah.
heavy, dude.
Heavy. Yeah. I've seen Sepultura with when they were touring Chaos AD in a
Hmm.
small club in Rotterdam, and the volume of I mean I've been to loud concerts, but this was ridiculous. I was almost bleeding when I went home. It
Yeah.
was so fucking loud, but killer tight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
that
good.
was that was about the time. That was my first show with them, was around Chaos AD era.
Yeah.
And the energy from the Max and Igor era
Yeah.
was so powerful. And I'm not gonna knock Derek and Eloy being a part of the band because I think they're fantastic, as a unit as
They are.
well. You
Yeah.
know, music's a little bit different because you've got these other influences coming in.
Yeah.
Of course,
But they made
Derek.
some great efforts also with that lineup. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not bad, but it's different.
yeah,
The energy and the I think it's the punk influences of Igor and Max on Beneath the Remains, on Arise, and definitely on Chaos AD. It's just so there, and it's not on all the other albums. Those are
right.
more Andreas feel with it's more melodic. It's more uh, I don't know really how to say it, but it's missing the middle finger.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a lot
Yeah,
more palatable, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
You know,
That's not
that's
bad because if you see Eloy going crazy on his drums, I mean, come on. Yeah, he's and then when he broke his right foot, he did everything with his left foot, and I was like, you must be a machine or something. Like, come
yeah.
on.
Well, to see him, dude, to watch him play, he's an absolute octopus behind that set and
Yes, yeah, yeah.
amazing. Now, speaking of Eloy, I heard I saw a video that said he's going to be the new Slipknot drummer.
Well, those are of course many rumors of many
Yeah.
drummers filling that ticket, but I think he would knock it out of the park.
Oh, I think so too. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
fantastic. I mean, you know, him and I think the other one that I heard was Jeremy Kling, but I think Jeremy
Uh,
Kling. So
I've heard
Jeremy,
that.
so Jeremy, the last band he was with was Venom Inc.
Venom, Venom Inc.
Yeah, he was the drummer for
Going for
Venom Inc.
Slipknot. Okay,
He left. When did he? He left Venom Inc. about the time that Slipknot let Jay go,
okay,
and
okay.
then uh, he apparently posted something that was just like, "Hey, timing is everything" with the Slipknot logo, which you know,
Ooh.
yeah, looking back, you think, oh, maybe he's just saying, "Hey, let me throw my hat in the ring," because
Mhm.
dude, Jeremy's a fantastic drummer.
I really I don't know. I mean I'm just a drummer for like 2.5 years.
Yeah,
What I told you, so I'm not that familiar with all the names of the drummers.
sure, yeah. Are are you big into like death metal, like Death?
More Death, of course. I like the Human album very much. I turned that gray, and the one with the long what was it? Individual thought patterns.
Oh
I
yeah.
like that one a lot, and the old stuff, of course. Yeah,
So Jeremy's got a band right now called Inhuman Condition. Uh,
yeah, I've heard of that name.
yep. So Terry Butler from Obituary um,
Okay,
is also in Inhuman Condition. If you like, you know, you like that style of death metal, that's
it's
they are.
getting the old school the Florida death metal back. Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. They're
That is
they're
cool.
they're
Awesome.
really fucking good.
Edition. I'm gonna write some names down here because you're you're helping me out here.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about, right? Like
Yeah,
learning about some new bands and sharing the love for music.
there you go. Yeah,
So how's the scene there? Like when you go to a
in
local
the
show, is it
Netherlands, the scene here, if I'm very honest, is very small, and this is because a lot of venues, or most venues, they just book tribute bands or cover bands. Because when you book a tribute band or a cover band, you're certain that the room will fill up with people because
yeah,
it's all known material, which makes it for bands like Velozza difficult to to get in, basically, because they think it's too risky to hire to book a band which has no following or something like that. And if you book an Iron Maiden tribute band, you know that the place is going to be packed. So this is why many musicians they have their own band, but then they also play in a tribute band, and the tribute band is going everywhere, and the own material band, yeah, it's small. But like I said, we live in the border of Belgium and of Germany, and when you look at Belgian scene, it's way more into the own material bands. There's a lot of bands in Belgium, and people also coming to gigs, even if it is on a Tuesday night or something.
hell
So
yeah.
that's a difference.
So yeah, we have a pretty solid. I'm going to call it a cover band scene here. Also,
Mm,
of course, cover. with a cover band, there's the potential to make a lot more money
It
on a
is. Yeah.
on a smaller scale. You just don't
Yeah.
have the creative outlet to actually play your own stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I understand that, and I respect that. It's no problem, but uh, sometimes I'm like, come on, get
Yeah,
take some risk, you know. I mean, we're not bad. We're okay. So why not give it a shot?
I think it's pretty. I think you guys are pretty damn good.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I think so too, actually.
So, uh, do you have you guys connected with like local promoters? So when a tour comes through of original acts, you guys can get on opening the bill.
I'm trying very hard. We don't have a management or a manager or anybody who helps us with that. So it's very DIY. We did everything ourselves.
Yeah,
Also the recording. It's all home recorded. No producer, no studio. So it's very DIY. So yeah, of course, I try to connect with the bands, and through the bands, I get the contact of the booker or the manager or something like that. But it's difficult because yeah, of course, we got a nice EP out, and it sounds okay, but you don't have a name yet, so they are skeptical to take you on the road.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you
we
don't
will
necessarily, you got to start somewhere, right? Everyone starts from
exactly.
the not knowing
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, buddy,
yeah.
are you familiar with Battlecross?
It's a band, Battle Cross.
Yeah.
No, I'm
So,
not.
okay. They're
Writing and Battle
yeah.
Cross, right?
um now they're on an indefinite hiatus right now.
All right.
Uh but fantastic band. Like when they started, some of the things that they did is they would go to bigger shows and take
Mm-hmm.
their demos and just hand out to literally anyone who would take one. And they ended up signing with Metal Blade Records and
Mm-hmm.
kind of touring all over, right? Played a lot of shows with Killswitch Engage, Hatebreed, Guar.
There you go. That is nice. That is nice. Well, we've been. I'm wearing a cap of Hamlock. I don't know if you heard of Hamlock.
Yep, I have.
They are a band from Vegas, and they were here in Belgium, in Bree, right across the border, last summer, and we were asked to open for Hamlock, and this was killer. So, and Hemlock is they're so fucking tight, and they give so much energy. We learned so much from these guys. Just give it all. And also the way that they set up the stage and do the monitor check and a line check and helping everybody with getting the gear off and getting their gear on. Just like we're your roadie, we are, So it was. Yeah, we've seen how it's supposed to be done now, right?
Yeah.
And they asked that they're coming back in the summer again next year, and they were like, "You guys, you're coming. We're gonna play this show again, so maybe we can add some shows to it and
Hell
make it
yeah.
a little." We'll see. Also, chatted with Chemicide. Have you heard of Chemicide?
Uh-uh.
Oh, check that band out. They're from Costa Rica,
Okay.
and it's also a very punky thrash band. And they were here also last summer. And I tried to get a. They had a date in between two shows, one in Belgium and one in Berlin, and that's a big distance to drive. So they had a day in between, and I was searching with the band itself to find venues for an extra show. It's just when you're not really a booker, it's difficult. You don't have the connection. So I'm still searching,
Yeah.
but I think we'll make it anyway.
I think so too. It's,
Yeah,
you're putting in the work, which is the important part of it, right? You've
yeah.
got Bankrupt the Republic is such a fantastic little EP.
Thanks.
It's solid, it's fast, it's what, when you think thrash, that's what you want to listen to.
Yeah, I think the song "Bankrupt the Republic" itself,
Yep.
when it opens, it's there's no smooth beginning or something. No, it's just like bop
No.
in your.
Yeah, right in
Yeah,
your face.
yeah, yeah. And then we have the second song, "Political Rot." That's more. It's got some more groove. It's just a little different vibe. And then we ended up with the cover of Exodus. "War is My Shepherd." That's a killer track also. So that's very cool to play live also.
Yeah, I love Exodus too.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
Those dudes, they're going to be on the Headbangers boat too, so I'm pretty excited
Woo.
about that.
Oh yeah, oh
You
yeah,
know, and of course Gary's back with the band after
yep.
Slayer, which man, that's going to be they're going to put on a killer show. They always do. Every time I see them, it's just like
They're great. Yeah, I've seen them also last year on the Dynamo Metal Fest. It's one big cloud of dust. Everybody just
hell
going
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, and it was over before you knew it. It was just, oh, come on, I need more, I need more.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And with Tom Hunting back on the drums after his little shenanigan.
Yeah,
Well, he's one lucky dude, and happy to see him back.
for sure. I think a lot of people are.
Oh yeah,
So okay, so you've got the Hemlock show
yeah.
coming out. About when is that? Like
I
seven,
don't
eight
know. I
months
don't
out?
know. It's summer of 24.
Okay.
Oh, that's way in the future. Well,
Just
way, not way, but it's
it's a little
still
bit in the future.
it's yeah. Got something to look forward to.
Are you guys like writing new material?
We
Putting
are. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. This is a continuous thing. When I hear something in my head, I just pick up the guitar and I record it and send it to Jos, the singer, and write some lyrics. And we all just mix, do everything with Reaper. So
Hmm.
it's just we build the tracks and then we start rehearsing them.
Hell
So yeah,
yeah.
we've got like I don't know, about six or something in progress right now. So yeah,
Right on.
yeah,
So plans for another EP, or are you guys working towards a full length right now?
yeah. We're gonna write a full length again. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. The other full length, Apocalypse. If
Hmm.
yeah. This was with the previous drummer, of course. I had no nothing to do with that, but when they released that album, that's right when the pandemic came out, the COVID troubles. So there was no release show. There was no supporting that album in any way possible because all the venues just shut it down.
Yeah.
So they are with your new album and no way to promote it. Uh, so that's why they decided to make an EP very quickly after it was possible again to play, just to get on the road with something new. Because when you have that old album, which is like 2 years old, then yeah, it's not interesting
It,
anymore. So you have to have something new.
yeah, it's not a new album anymore for sure.
No, yeah. So we also decided to make a video clip for it, just because then you have something to put out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta do it somewhere, right?
there you go. Yeah, yeah. And what you said with just when you go to shows and just give out your demo to everybody. This is 2024, and demo tapes. It's all digital right now.
Hmm.
So we do stickering and flyering and put a little barcode on there so that you all get the. You can always go to the Spotify page or Facebook or whatever streaming device you like to listen to. Device, no page, but that's
Yeah.
that's how you do it right now. I think. Sometimes
Yeah.
I think the time of the demo tapes with the cassettes and the pencil, just rewinding with
Uh,
the pencil, kind of longing back to that and putting
yeah.
your own mixtapes together and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are doing the CDs now. So even now, right? They're handing a physical copy, um,
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
demos to be out because you don't know.
yeah,
Of course, I like the QR code on the stickers because
uh-huh.
you plaster it anywhere and anyone can scan it. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's a constant.
exactly. Yeah, well, we wanted to print or press CDs,
Hmm.
but we haven't found the right. distributor or you know. So we just right now we're doing it all digital, and we printed some T-shirts, trying to sell those. And when we have enough, then we're gonna press some CDs so that you can send them also to labels or stuff to
Yeah.
get some more attention.
You guys should. I'm gonna say this just because I'm a vinyl guy, but you guys should look into doing some vinyl, just a little small run of vinyl and 100 copies or whatever.
That yeah, that
Um,
would be cool too. Yeah,
just
there is a
it's
big market for vinyl. I
for
know that.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm staring at the few hundred albums I got right now, and it's
yeah, I bet you are.
my my wife's like, "Are you gonna buy more vinyl?" Like, yeah, of course I am.
Yep. You never
Uh,
know when it's gonna be handy. Yeah,
well, I mean, it's there. You don't have a the sound is so different from
it is.
vinyl to digital,
Yeah.
and you grew up the same time I did,
Hmm.
so always we always that's what I learned on. I read lyrics. I had the big
Oh yeah. Yeah.
tangible,
Well,
you
mine
know.
was I was when with I had some vinyl, of course, but when the CD came out, it all flipped here and into CDs, and I've lost some pretty damn good vinyl records over the years, but I made it up for with CDs. Also, but the booklets are just a bit smaller.
Yeah.
So and also, of course, when with SoundCloud and whatever the not so legal um,
Oh yeah,
uh,
the download sites like
the
Kazaa
download
and
sites, yeah, and then
yeah.
putting it all on a CD, yeah. Oh yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we all have. That's, but like Napster, Kazaa, right? I think a lot of people were introduced to so many bands,
yeah,
through that um it was a natural progression to go into streaming. So you have, Spotify and Apple
yep,
Music and Tidal and Deezer and whatever other
yep.
services there are out there,
All of those, yeah,
So it's
yep,
good good and bad because Spotify doesn't um the metric to pay artists is very, very different than
yeah. We're not putting it on there to get rich.
right.
So I mean, that's just a given. You know,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make any money off of it, but you still want to put your music out there. And
Yeah.
Spotify is the main player here. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
what you gonna do? I'm not gonna put it on Spotify. I think that would be stupid too.
right.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree, right?
yeah,
Like as much as we want to get paid, or musicians want to get paid, it's you learn about so many bands because you get thrown on to sounds like,
hmm,
you know,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
always.
And it's nice when you see some good bands in your sounds like
Oh yeah,
list. That
for
is awesome.
sure.
Yeah, but to make money with music, that's not. We're at an age. If you still dream of getting rich off of music, that's not gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. It would be nice though, and I'm still gonna try it. But um, to say it's an illusion is maybe too exaggerated. But just be thankful and be happy with the way I am happy the way I make music with the band and the way that we enjoy just the whole creative process and going to gigs together and doing shows together and just that vibe, that energy, that level of getting together. That is more to me than having to deal with we're not getting paid enough or we need more. That
Yeah,
that struggle. That I'm like, come on. If we got a gig and we got to go somewhere and you get $100 for it, then yeah, it's enough to pay the gas. Let's go. Just party, man. Come on.
let's go have a good time for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know a lot of people, they go out, they do the tour, they come home, they have a regular job.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
doing those things because you're
Yep.
right. It's a little more challenging now to make money off the music, uh,
Hmm.
unless you really get into merchandising. I think that's where,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, of course, and that's why we made the shirts, and we only made 30. So no, it's not like we're gonna brand Nike off of the market, but you
maybe,
know it's cool to take some shirts with you to shows, and that people are willing to buy them off of you. That is just an honor. Also,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
for sure. You know,
yeah,
it's always great when people support the bands. I mean,
yeah,
that's I think that's why, but as a fan of music, that's why I go to shows. I want to go. I want to support shows. I want to see the arts continue because there's if there's no one there to support the bands, why the hell are the bands going to keep doing it, right?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and it's also, I mean, I don't go to stores and buy CDs or something. When I want to buy a CD. If I want to listen to a CD, the streaming devices, like you said, they've got almost everything. But to support a band, I always buy a shirt or a CD or,
yeah. Well, that's why I do vinyl
yeah,
is, you know, if the band's got vinyl, I don't do CDs because like there's a pile of CDs sitting on the shelf over here, and I'm just like, I mean, they're a pile of CDs. I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to a CD. I can tell you I put a record on yesterday though.
it's a
You know,
different experience, huh? Just
yeah,
putting it on and putting the needle on, yeah. I
yeah,
know what you mean. Yeah.
yep. And it's I stream everything too because it's most everything. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
spend most of my time in the car going from one place to another, so
Mm-hmm.
it's easy. It's hard to carry a record player in the passenger seat and
Yeah, listen what I have.
yeah,
Yeah, this
like hit a bump, it scratches. You're like, ah, you son of a bitch.
going
Um,
going like 5 miles an hour because the stereo.
yeah. Yeah, I don't want to hit a bump too hard because I don't want the record
Yeah,
to skip. I
road
really
dog.
uh so uh in your career as a musician,
Yeah,
walk us through like your band progress.
my
You-
band progress with Velozza,
yes. No, no, no. Just all your bands, right? So
all my
what
bands.
yeah, what was like your first band and take us
All right.
through that.
Well, the first serious band was Birth Control Patrol, BCP. It's yeah. You can look it up on YouTube. We have we made a CD, one CD, and that's punk music mixed with hardcore, mixed with country, mixed with reggae, mixed with jazz, mixed with I don't know. It's all over the place. But it was at the time I don't know, was it 1994, 5? I don't know. But this was that was the main band besides Velozza that I was in, and we did record that CD. We did some touring in Europe, France and Czech and Republic and Belgium, but small things. So that was me on guitar and maybe some backing vocals. And then after that, before that, oh, I'm forgetting something. Um, Unexpected. There you go. Unexpected. That's a death metal band from Rotterdam. I did bass play. Well, I was a bassist in Unexpected, and this was I was like 16, and you should check that out because the singer of Unexpected, he sounds so much like John Tardy. It's ridiculous. And he was also like 16-year-old kid who was just
Okay.
belching like John Tardy on that on those tracks. And well, that just kind of when death metal took a nosedive and punk took over. Yeah, things happen.
Hmm.
That's noticeable, notable, and BCP, and then I moved to this part of the Netherlands, and in this part of the Netherlands, Rotterdam area has got very nice, healthy scene at that
Hmm.
time, but here not so much. It's just like cover bands and maybe for weddings and funerals. No, not for funerals, but you know
I was
what I mean.
like, hold on, you guys have bands at funerals?
No, no,
Like
no, no, no.
that's the funeral I want. I want a live band to play something
Yeah,
heavy and
yeah, slow and dark, and
yeah.
yeah. No, not for funerals. I'm just kidding. But you know, it's not like a punk or a metal scene so much. But then I did play a while in a cover band with Judas Priest, Dio, Iron Maiden, those old hard rock songs
Yeah.
called Matt. And from Matt King, I joined Velozza.
Okay.
So and of course I'm leaving out a ton of bands who you know just for a couple of rehearsals or you know and then it just didn't work out or something. But that's all just fun and games.
Yeah, I think there's like God, probably millions of those
Oh yeah,
bands, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
I've probably got a half a
yeah.
dozen of
You
those.
know, yeah. What do you play
So played guitar, bass, drums, piano, violin, and clarinet. And that it started when I was probably three or four. Um,
with the clarinet?
Piano.
Piano?
Yeah, they had me. There was a young Asian lady that taught me piano. I went to her house and had lessons and did all the things. And then elementary school was I picked up violin and clarinet. And then one of my neighbors, I guess I was probably about 12, started teaching me the drums. And, I did that for a year and a half and I was terrible. Um,
Yeah. But that you get when you elementary school and you get violin lessons. Here they only learn how to swim. I mean,
yeah, we did that too. Learned how to swim.
oh, you did? Oh, well,
Yeah.
thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, so I grew up in Michigan and Michigan in relation to the world is like I think it has 70% of the 70% of the fresh water in the world is based in Michigan. So
With all the lakes and stuff.
yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. The Netherlands. I mean, it speaks for itself, huh? It's
yeah,
uh, it's a country below sea level, so yeah, you got to know how to swim.
yeah. You definitely have to know how to swim. Because
Yeah,
I think Michigan was like 11,000, like a little over 11,000 lakes, which is
a lot of water.
yeah, it's crazy. Like you throw a rock in any direction, you hit a lake,
Yeah, there you go.
you know.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so I did, and then I didn't learn. I started teaching myself guitar and bass.
yeah.
I was probably 17 at the time, 17 or 18. Bought my first guitar and bass from the pawn shop. I lived in this apartment upstairs.
Hmm.
Pawn shop was downstairs. I'd go there.
That's ideal. That's,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, not when you get paid and you're like, I'm going to the pawn shop. You come home, new guitar. Like, what the
yeah,
hell? I can't pay rent
yeah,
this month, but I got a new guitar.
yeah. You can
Um,
never have enough guitars.
no, that's the truth. Uh, so what your favorite live show experience? What has been your favorite live show experience thus far?
Well, I'm gonna have to say the Iron Maiden show somewhere with Seventh Son of a Seventh Son because it just had such an impact on me. It was and they made this DVD or video with that show. And I've watched that 100 times, just reminiscing about being there. That was killer. Yeah. Also the smaller clubs. I mean, when I watched Sick of It All with Civ and H2O
Oh
in
yeah.
uh, in Paradiso in Amsterdam, and just people jumping off of the balcony and you know, all that crazy shit. That was also very very cool.
Yeah.
The Spud Monsters. Do you know the Spud Monsters?
Uh-uh.
that's old hardcore band, and they toured with Biohazard and Downset, if I believe, and also in Paradiso. So very cool show. Um, I've seen so many. I mean, it's not like Stevie Wonder or Michael Jackson, what you were talking about
Oh,
with Mike,
with Mike, yeah.
but yeah, no, I've seen so. So I think yeah, the Maiden show was it definitely made the most impression on me, and lasting impression. And oh, maybe the Dynamo Eindhoven on the airport when Machine had uh, dropped their Davidian
Oh
track
yeah.
on the crowd. My God, that was also. I think that if they had size meters there, they could record a
An earthquake.
earthquake. Yeah, because it was. There's also there are some videos on YouTube of that show. It's everybody just jumping and marching and not just a center circle. No, everybody. It was yeah,
So
very
how big is Dynamo? Like how many people do you say would you say go there?
back then.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see. I'm gonna look it up for you.
Oh.
Dynamo Eindhoven, which was in 1996. 1996. Let me see. I'm just gonna look it up. Uh, Aantal mm, bezoekers. 5,000 in 2016. They increased it to 10,000. Oh, this is new. I need the old stuff. I need the old stuff.
No, that's actually like that's really good information. To me, that's crazy. Like to go to a festival
Yeah.
and it only to be 5 or 10,000 people is mind blowing. Like we went to Louder Than Life last year and it was 180,000, I think.
Yeah, they got some big ones here, like Graspop. That's a very big festival, but that is so massive that
Yeah.
it's just it kind of loses its intimacy. Can I
Yeah.
say it like that?
Yep.
No, I'd rather much rather go to the smaller ones. And this Dynamo Metal Fest that they are organizing now since I don't know a couple of years. It's on a small ice skating
Rink.
ring, yeah, but it's not so big. So 10,000 people there. It's crowded,
Yeah.
but it's like you step into a bubble back in time because it's all old school metalheads, patches vests,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah,
Man. I obviously just being a big music fan, there's a lot of festivals outside of the country that I want to, I'd really like to go to and see. You've like
this is from
Hellfest,
Hellfest. Yeah, I'd
that
like to go there. Oh yeah,
that's when I
Alcatraz.
oh yeah.
Like to go to Alcatraz also. Yeah, in Belgium. Yeah, there are so many. And
Yeah.
um, do you know Punk Rock Holiday?
Oh, I
Punk Rock
don't.
Holiday. It's in somewhere in Slovenia, and it's on a riverbank, and it's in the middle of the summer. So, and it's with camping and all. In you can swim in the river, and there's podia between the trees somewhere in the forest. So it's yeah, and very good punk bands go there. But a couple of days later, they do it again, but then for a metal bands.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah, yeah,
Go
that is.
there and you get to have all of your fill of punk and metal.
If you want to go to Europe for for concerts, go there. Stay for 2 weeks for 3, and you get
Right
all the
on.
every band that is touring at that time. They will pass through the river.
Now, are you a fan of like Mike Patton and his projects?
Mr. Bungle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, yeah. I like Mr. Bungle a lot, and they are also touring, and they are coming to the Netherlands, but
Yeah.
it's already sold out. So yeah.
So some friends of mine are actually playing that tour with them. It's Mr. Bungle,
Ah,
Oxbow, and Spotlights.
there you go. No way.
Yeah. So Spotlights, if you don't know them, so they're yes. Um,
Spotlight.
they
I don't know them.
are they do a doom shoegaze type of music.
A Doom shoegaze.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. I could explain all day long, but you have to listen to it.
All right.
Um, it's it's slow and heavy and
Dark.
dark. Oh, it's fucking awesome. They are right now. They are my favorite band.
Okay. I'll check them out. Definitely.
I
Spotlight.
yeah. It like if I get a chance to see them, I'm like I'm going. My wife's like, all right, for my birthday this year, I flew, I flew out to California so I could go see. Uh,
Really?
yeah, it was Mr. Bungle, Melvins, and Spotlights play.
They Melvins.
Yeah,
Woo,
it was a killer
that is
show.
woo. Yeah, I'm not jealous.
No,
Well,
so do you guys have a deal with a lot of like ticket scalpers there?
um, I guess, but I haven't really experienced it on first hand. But there are known websites where you can buy illegal tickets uh, from. But that's I think it's getting better than it has been the last couple of years with but the ticket prices they just go through the roof these days.
Yeah,
It's getting ridiculous, and also the well, if you want to buy a beer there, come on, it's like you can almost buy a whole case of beer when you're outside the venue, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So there's a lot of pre-show, parking lot drinking for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Well, you have to get the party started somewhere.
Yeah, that's the truth. So we
Yeah.
we deal a lot with scalpers. So like
Yeah.
when when the shows first gets announced, everyone's all crazy.
Mhm.
They have all these bots that just go in and start buying up all the tickets, and they
Exactly. Yeah.
immediately
Yeah.
repost and resell. And they do it like our big ticketing service is Ticketmaster.
Yeah. Here too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Ticketmaster allows the secondary market on their website. So they're like, "Oh, show sold out in 30 minutes." Well, did it? Or because you look and you're like,
Well,
"Oh,
here you have ticket swap. I don't know if you heard of that.
mm-mm,
That's where you can, if you have a ticket and you can't go to the show, then you can put it on ticket swap, and you can then you resell it, but for a fair price, maybe just a little bit more than what you bought
paid
it
for it."
from.
Yeah,
But it's not ridiculous like the price fighters that buy in bulk.
yeah,
And that is it's really it's a one-on-one. So when I can't go to a show, I put it on face of on a ticket swap, and you get in touch with an actual person, so it's where it's going, and you just wish them a good evening, and it's more personal. So
that's
that's
cool.
that's that's yeah, I think that is helped. It has helped me also getting tickets and selling tickets. So, yeah.
Right on. So are you
Yeah.
gonna try and find tickets to the Mr. Bungle show?
I am, yeah. A buddy of mine. He's also he's a crazy fan of Mr. Bungle. He plays bass in Subsignal. That's a prog band from Germany. Also very worth listening to.
Okay.
It's not heavy metal or thrash, but it is quality prog music.
You said it was called Sub Signal.
Subsignal, yeah. Yeah,
Making
they just
making
released an album. Check them out. They're awesome. They're awesome.
okay.
And their bass player is a very good friend of mine. And yeah, looking forward to getting tickets and going to that show with him. Yeah.
Right on. Well, you guys make sure to get there early because Spotlight's their their live show is fantastic. They're
Oh
they're all
well,
super
we
super
will
nice.
if we get tickets. We will. I don't. I always want to see the first band also because
Yeah,
I know how important it is to fill in that spot. So there has to be some audience there. Huh?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that so we went to I've seen them play for 10 people and
Yeah.
I've seen them play for
Stadium
I I guess well, not quite a stadium, but there's probably 8,000 people.
is
First first time I saw them was with Deftones and Refused.
that's not a bad lineup either.
No, it was fantastic. And to have Spotlights open it, it was they open with just I don't want to say a punch in the face, but it was like bah, and you're just like, oh,
Oh,
like
here we go. Yeah.
yeah. And it was, of course, they were fantastic and Refused. That was the only time I've seen Refused, man, and I love the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And Deftones, I've seen, I don't know, hundreds of times, I think at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yep. Uh
I think I've seen Deftones maybe once or twice on a festival in the Netherlands, but from the sideline, it's not really been a band that I've paid much attention to because it was so popular, and I was more like into the not so popular bands,
the underground stuff, yeah.
the underground stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. I always dug them. They always put on a great live show. I think recent years they're getting a little bit older and the show's still good and I think there have been some interactions for me. I'm like I still like them but I I'm like okay, if they're coming I'll probably go see them just to see them but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
not, and
That's kind of that's what I have with Iron Maiden. I've been to this last show, the Legacy of the Beast tour.
yeah.
And of course, the whole spectacle with all the eddies and all the props, and it is amazing. It doesn't get bored. But and Bruce is always jumping around and doing his thing, and he's vocally very very good for a guy his age. But all the others are just standing there almost. Huh? Well,
Yeah.
Steve does, and Janik still thinks he's a ballerina,
Yeah.
but no, I was like, I seen that show and it was killer. But I was like, okay, um, I think I've seen enough. But
Yeah.
then when they come around again, what do you do? Not gonna see him? No.
Well, I did you hear I think I read a story that Nico had a stroke last
Oh,
year.
really?
Yeah.
And
Um
a serious stroke.
I mean it was enough
How?
where I
Okay. So
I
yeah, strokes in FT. No, I'm saying this because our bass player, Ron, he also had a stroke, and he was in the hospital for I think a couple of weeks on intensive care and stuff, and he's back now. But these things they do leave scars, man.
yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was yeah, it said um it had been I think he'd been through some pretty intense rehab, but the last story I read said he was feeling about 90% uh back on his plan. Like, okay, that's great. Like
yeah.
I was like,
And
shit, that wasn't even big news, you didn't hear like, oh,
no, no,
Nico.
you're telling me. You're telling me. I have. This is the first time I hear it.
Yeah. And I yeah, I'm trying to I read so much that I hope I'm right and I'm not misspeaking, but I feel like that was what I read. And that was, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 months ago. So I'm excited. I think they're getting close to calling it a day.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Like Sepultura,
yeah,
and that is they could have gone a couple of years more, I think, but t- taking such a decision, it's not that doesn't come lightly. So
no,
I'm sure they've given it some good thoughts, and yeah, I'm sad to see them go. Actually,
yeah, me too.
yeah,
I'm lucky enough to take my daughter and to see them. It was Prong, Sepultura, and Testament.
Wow, killer.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah. And
that
Prong
was
was on that, that show I told you about, Eldorado.
hmm
Prong was there too. And they also knocked it out of the park again.
yeah, they're another band, right? Like
Yeah.
you you can't pigeonhole them into like a style of music. They kind of have
No.
their own thing,
Yep.
and they're always great live.
Yeah. 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 They always get the crowd going. That it's just the sound is just a wall of Prong. It's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so new shows. You guys are kind of working on a new full length.
Yeah. Yeah. We're writing some tracks and try still, very demo like. It's very, just still, you know,
Early stages.
very early stages. But we got some good shit in the cooker,
Hell
and
yeah.
we've got a couple of nice shows coming on, like 6 or 7 shows. So yeah, I think good things can come from those shows, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm still gonna
Awesome.
call everybody that is on tour that I know or that I can reach out to. I'll connect and try to get an entry somewhere to get to some touring or just some weekend touring, not like completely a whole weeks because then I have to explain something to my family also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Being old, you being older, you can't really just, yeah, I'm gonna leave for a month. We're going on tour. Like,
yeah, it doesn't happen like that.
no, not at all.
No,
Maybe you'll get lucky and open the Mr. Bungle show.
that would be something.
Be like, oh my God, what the hell?
A friend of mine, he did when Spud Monsters. You didn't know that that's also a New York hardcore band. From the beginning of the 90s. They did a tour and they were on a bus. And a friend of mine, he just with his band, they just grabbed the guitars and hopped in the bus literally. And they were like yeah, well, we're gonna open up for you guys. Oh, okay. And they've been touring with them for a couple of shows and then dropping them off somewhere and went back home by train.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's like an adventure you're never gonna see anywhere.
No, that's cool. That's a funny story. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, we're just gonna go on tour with you. Like, okay, come on.
yeah. We got some room. Yeah.
That's that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, so I was gonna ask you a question that just went, phew.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
happens a lot.
it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially at these, I think it's
And your
early
age.
on. Yeah, early onset dementia or something. Like, like,
Yeah.
hold on, what am I doing here? I don't know.
Who are you?
Yeah, hold on, what the hell? Why are you on my computer? Um, okay, Rob,
Yeah.
thank you very much for taking some time out of your day and hanging with me and chatting. This has been a fantastic conversation.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. Yeah, I've learned some good information, good bands.
Yeah, me
So
too.
definitely check them out. Yeah, man. Thanks for your time. Also in early in the morning for you guys. I mean, come on. What is it now? It is
It's about a quarter to 8.
8:45. I bet you there are millions of people still sleeping.
Oh, for
So,
sure.
and you're here chatting away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. It's a great to see all these people just chatting with you, and so I'm
No,
honored to be in one of your episodes.
yeah, I'm honored to be in this position to be able to talk to, people from around the world and talk about your band, which is Velozza.
Yeah,
Um, you guys all go check out Velozza. Just a fantastic thrash band from the Netherlands. They're just starting out, but I feel like everyone's gonna really enjoy them.
thanks, man. Thanks.
So,
True.
all right, Rob, have a great day, man.
Yeah, man. You too.
Thanks,
Take
bro.
care. Bye bye.
See ya.